We may be just 1 day away from the Pfizer vaccine for coronavirus receiving emergency authorization. That means that healthcare workers could start becoming vaccinated early next week. Here's the latest. So an advisory panel of outside vaccine experts authorized the use of this Pfizer COVID vaccine yesterday. What happens next is it goes to the FDA for approval. That is expected to happen tomorrow. 2.9 million doses would then, within 24 hours, ship out across the country to hospitals across the country so that frontline healthcare workers can be first in line to receive that critical vaccine. The next one from Moderna is expected not to be too far behind. I mean, look, this is an incredible milestone. We already showed you in the UK, they've started inoculating the first of their citizens. This constitutes incredible major progress, but also want to caution, it's going to take months to be able to distribute this vaccine. Obviously, 2.9 million doses, not nearly enough for the entire population. This is just the beginning. The next doses will also go primarily to give the second inoculation that's required to these same healthcare workers, which is important. So there's still a massive challenge ahead of this country in terms of just being able to distribute this vaccine, to prioritize those who are most vulnerable, most in need, those frontline healthcare workers. So it may still be, as much as 6 months or more before everybody in the population has access to this vaccine.
Yeah, and that's what I want people to remember, which is isn't just one dose. You have to take one dose, and you wait a couple of weeks, and then you have to take the second dose. That's with the Pfizer vaccine. And with Moderna and others, we're also waiting for emergency approval and for what that's going to look like. I actually think that the best thing that could happen is to have those 3 different vaccines and then have that, we basically spin up production and move to wherever places need to go. Important thing to remember on Pfizer, probably only going to see Pfizer in major metropolitan areas because they need this, they have a dry ice requirement and they have to keep it at very, very cold temperatures, and there's certain type of freezers which only exist in certain healthcare facilities, largely associated with more urban areas where that Pfizer vaccine can be. The Moderna vaccine and the AstraZeneca, I will believe, do not need the deep freeze, and so they can be used in more rural areas and for rural distribution. So that's a good thing. That's also likely where the third world is going to get most of its vaccine from. So this is how, having multiple ones is actually probably a good thing. But as you said, we got to do a lot of caution here. I was going on the New York Times. There's like a thing about how many people are ahead of you in line. I'm 144 millionth in line. So congratulations. I'll be right there with you, waiting for several months.
That's not a bad thing.
It's going to be a while, everybody. But who knows when life is going to start changing for the better. And so, this is a great milestone. We already see it in the UK. Initial results out of the UK, very good in terms of the people who have been vaccinated. So generally good news all around right now.
Absolutely. Of course, on the bad news front, we've never had as many cases, as much in terms of hospitalization or as many deaths per day as we're seeing right now. We've had multiple days in a row of 3,000 plus coronavirus deaths. We have never seen that before. Yesterday's death total was around 2,900. So in a very bad spot in terms of where we actually are with the disease as everyone is waiting for this vaccine. And again, look, the fact that it's being authorized doesn't mean that it's going to really change things in the immediate future, because it's going to take a long time to get that distribution out. And I kind of wish that the Trump administration had secured those extra doses from Pfizer that we reported on here back over the summer when they had the chance. But that ship has sailed, so we'll have to make do with what they have pre-secured and have on offer from these makers. But look, we're in a very dangerous spot. Hospitalizations are at record levels. That likely means that the deaths every day are going to continue to go up. It is exacting a tremendous toll on this country, and we are far from out of the woods yet.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, more Rising for you after this.